So far in April of 2022, we've seen Australia sending armored vehicles to Ukraine, as well as Germany supplying tanks. Germany being Judah, geopolitically speaking, with Australia being part of the British Commonwealth, which is Ephraim. And along with the AUKUS pact, this is a step in the direction of the Lion of Daniel chapter 7 that will come into being at the woe of the fifth trumpet, made up of Ephraim, Judah, and Manasseh, with Manasseh being the United States, which is the current king of the South. The fourth king of the South will be the Lion of Daniel chapter 7, which will include the European Union also, with Germany by that time most likely becoming the post-Brexit leader thereof. So then Judah would be a term that would include the European Union at that time, in my opinion, meaning once the Lion of Daniel chapter 7 comes into being at the woe of the fifth trumpet. We've also seen in April of 2022 Turkey continuing to mend ties with Armenia, Turkey and Armenia being most likely Gomer and Togarmah, and part of the Ezekiel 38 confederacy that will become the bear of Daniel chapter 7 at the woe of the fifth trumpet, the fourth king of the north, with the third king of the north being the Russian Federation. Also in April of 2022, the Russian Federation was suspended from the United Nations Human Rights Council, and we saw a multitude of articles pointing out the UN's failure to end the war in Ukraine because of the veto power Russia holds as a permanent member of the UN Security Council, the United Nations being the one who sends a raiser of taxes in Daniel 11:20, according to the Daniel 11 hypothesis on biblicalresearchlabs.com. With the raiser of taxes itself being the Paris Climate Accord that was brought about by the United Nations, which is also, in my opinion, the great horn of the he-goat in Daniel chapter 8, verse 8, that must first be broken, which is the same word in the Hebrew translated as destroyed in Daniel 11:20, before the so-called New World Order can emerge at the woe of the fifth trumpet, when Satan and his angels get cast from heaven to earth. Daniel's fourth beast being exclusively supernatural, and it's at that same time the woe of the fifth trumpet, that is to say, that the lion and the bear of Daniel chapter 7 come into being, which is also when the he-goat of Daniel chapter 8 becomes the leopard of Daniel chapter 7, and then after the deadly wound to the one world political system, Satan will appear as the Antichrist in Jerusalem, and that's when it goes from being a one world political system to a one world religious system, beginning the 2.5 months or 70 evenings the 70 years in captivity to the Babylon of old were a type of.